Hey everybody, my name is David Magone. Today I'm going to show you a simple trick to help you work toward the crooked and 8 places posture, Astavakrasana. Now this is one of my favorite arm balances. It's super cool because it can be taken from a variety of different positions. You can get into it from headstand postures. When you really get after it, you can take it from a handstand pose. But initially, it's usually best done from the floor. Now the pose requires some flexibility in your hips. You also have to have openness in your inner thighs. So before you do this video, you might consider spending a few moments in the pigeon pose on both sides and the bound angle pose or the frog to sort of open your groin. As I mentioned before, there are a ton of ways to get into this one, but at first I think it's easiest to start from the floor. Now I'm going to do everything from the opposite perspective, so it appears that we're doing the same thing if you're looking at the computer. But for the moment, I'd like you to slide both legs all the way forward in front of you. And once you've done that, grab a hold of your left leg, wrap your right elbow around the outside of the foot and your left arm outside the knee. Now from there you can sort of sit tall, and if you rock your body's way back and forth and side to side, it'll help you to open your hip just a little bit before you try to balance itself. Now when you're ready to go for it, you essentially grab a hold of your foot and you thread the needle by sliding your left shoulder under the knee. You don't have to get the shoulder all the way under the knee itself. All you're trying to do is get the leg all the way up on your arm as high as you can so that it's less likely to slip down your elbow. Once you've got it to that place, you can take your left hand all the way down to the floor, and if you keep the elbow itself bent, the leg will oftentimes hook over the arm without actually slipping. From there, the other hand comes down to the floor, and you begin by crossing your ankles one over top of the other. Some people like to press straight into the posture from here, but if you're still building strength, that can be a little tricky. So this time, instead of pressing straight up, lean forward a little bit and try to tap your heels to the earth. Now, as soon as you've done that, if you slide your rear end backward a little bit and lower your chest forward, you can then skid and slide your feet off to the left-hand side. And as your bum progressively sweeps back and your feet sweep sideways, oftentimes you can get to the point where your chest is near the mat and your legs will still be squeezing your uppermost arm. Now once you've done that, press out through your feet as strongly as you can until your feet lift off of the floor. Physically squeeze your thighs together and see if you can take your right leg particularly all the way up until you feel it touching your bicep. Now from there, you can kind of hang out for a few moments, twisting your chest to the right. Once you start to feel pretty stable in that posture, you can start pressing a little bit, and then you just press like hell and see if something will lift off of the floor. Now, at the end of it, you can hold the posture for as long as you can. If you need to take a break, you can come all the way back down to the earth. Or you can also build some strength by doing some little baby push-ups while you're there. Now, to bail, you essentially take your hips down to the floor. You press all the way up to the top. And then, of course, you come at it and try the same pose on the other side. Now, in my experience, when you first start out with this, you get your body into the relative position, and then you press and you press and you press, and nothing happens at all. When that occurs, it's good to just come back to it over and over and over again. And then after a while, it seems like something just clicks inside and you find yourself floating a little bit. And then after a while, you can get all the way off the floor. So we'll try this one a couple times per day. Work on it for a few weeks, and I think you'll probably make some really good progress with it. As always, hit me up if you have any questions, and have fun with your practice.